Now, he's an international drag superstar and pop culture icon, and RuPaul's sharing his life, relationships and identity in his memoir, The House of Hidden Meanings. And our Mark got a chance to sit down with him.
Ru adored the book. I did the audio one, so I've had your dulcet tones in my ears for the past 2 days.
I have to listen to that because it was a very emotional experience doing the audio book. It was because I relive all those moments, all of those things that actually shape my life.
What's it like actually writing it down? I mean, even more so actually talking about it. It must be quite emotionally draining almost.
It is emotionally draining, and it's very cathartic because you get to revisit all of those things that have shaped me. And doing a memoir is very interesting because with 20/20 vision, hindsight, looking back and going, I understand why that had to happen. So it's very interesting, and I think everyone should write a memoir.
Then your mum, Ernestine, also known as Mean Miss Charles. As a boy who grew up in Glasgow, I know a strong, feisty woman, but I mean, she sounds like something else. You adored her, obviously.
I did adore her, and she didn't have to be as mean as she was. In fact, the other day, I signed an email to my team, Mean Miss Charles.
But she knew you were going to be famous. I mean, that's one of the reasons she called you RuPaul. Yeah.
She had seen a psychic when she was pregnant with me, and the psychic said, "You're going to have a boy, and he will be famous." Yeah. So I grew up with that. I don't know if because she told me that, I wanted to become famous, or if it was in the stars. You never know, but it did happen. And I turned out to be a boy.
You did, and famous, so well done to give me the psychic's number, if that's all right. It's the first time as well I've heard about George, really, also. I know you've dedicated the book to him. He seems a very private person. How does he feel about, because you speak about his addiction, your addiction in there, how does he feel about that?
He doesn't care about pop culture at all. I bet you could line up the Kardashians and he would be able to pick out Kim.
Right.
But that would be it. He doesn't care about that stuff. So we have kept our relationship to a certain extent private, but I felt in this case, in the book, it was important to speak about sobriety because I would not be sitting here today had it not been for sobriety.
You were homeless. You were sofa surfing and things like that.
Sure. Yeah. Listen.
How do you remember that? Was it excitement, or was it?
It was all excitement. It wasn't. I was in my 20s, so it was. You're durable in your 20s. But it was mostly excitement. Yeah, it was tough. But this is what I think young people don't understand: is that life is tough.
You speak about the power of drag so much during that book as well.
I believe everyone should experience drag, because what happens is you find these different shades, different notes of your consciousness, of your personality that come forth. It's like the Superman costume to your Clark Kent.
Yeah. I need to do it, don't I? Okay, all right.
I'm sure you have. Well, I don't know who you're trying to fool. A cash prize of £50,000.
Oh. Are we going to start playing with knives?
Loves it.
Anything can and will happen.
I'm slightly bereft at the moment with Drag Race UK versus the World finishing. I kept thinking about how when I was actually reading this book about the transformation is something that you pushed. Is that something you're proud of here in the UK?
I love it. I spent a lot of time here in the UK.
Aye, good. That's what we like. We love having you here.
I've got to say, and this is the truth. London is my favorite city in the world.
Really?
I love London. I love the Tube. I love everything about it. It's so exciting.
That is good.
Yeah.
The other city that I need to mention is Glasgow, which is originally where myself and Lorraine are from. Lawrence Chaney.
Lawrence Chaney.
Right on cue. That's what I was going to say. You've got the accent down.
No, I don't.
You totally do. Lawrence Chaney, you do. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
RuPaul's The House of Hidden Meanings is out now, and you can catch Mark trying to teach RuPaul some Scottish slang over on our socials. It is not to be missed.